is Warriors Anonymous.
Woohoo! Welcome into the podcast, everyone. Oh boy, the roller coaster is in full effect. So we got the lads in tonight to to talk about just what is going on with this Warriors team in 2025. Because I don't know about you fellas, but I have no idea. It's been a real journey so far. Obviously, Vegas round one, we've sort of just tried to forget about it as much as we can. But lads, let's get straight into it, because I guess the key question that I really want to know, which team are we? Are we the round one team, or are we the team that turned up against Manly in round two? Isaac, we'll start with you, bro.
No idea. That's just the Warriors brand, isn't it? You don't know what you're going to get. And it's too small a sample size, but it looked good. At least it looks like they learnt from their mistakes from the previous week. And they were just, maybe, and they just seemed more up for it, right? I thought they were going to get a hiding in the first 15 minutes, but they turned it around. So, they're Jekyll and Hyde, right? It's about 2 games in.
Yeah. And Jekyll and Hyde. I'm with you on that, bro. Daniel, what was your sort of demeanor, I guess, as Tommy Turbo just sort of Sunday strolled it over to score that first try?
Oh, it's like on the tip sheet, they're gonna spread it. I was like, even just give him. I think I put in the chat. Just give him the inside. Just if I was like Pompey, I'd be at like halfway and I'd just beeline to the far edge, you know. Like, but look, the two teams we've seen. One thing that actually disappoints me is that it is rumored that they might have got up to a little bit of, out Vegas, just out in Vegas, coaches drinking and a few drinks, and maybe they were just partying a little bit, but they should have just full sent it and just got absolutely eaten up, because then we would have gone, oh yeah, sweet as, and then it would have been an excuse for that. But actually, to be fair, all our Raiders supporters that listen to the show, maybe the Raiders dictated how we played a little bit. They look like a serious team. Serious team. They beat the Ponies, who everyone's going, oh my gosh, they're going to be amazing. They've got everyone, Harrigan and Haas, and Reece Walsh is so good, but they got pumped.
Yeah.
So maybe it's a combination of that.
I'm with you on giving out some early season flowers to the Raiders, because I was a little bit sort of perplexed in the lead up to that last round, where the Raiders were at home against the Broncos and they were paying about $4.30 over here in Aussie, and I was like, that's pretty disrespectful there for a team that's they look all right. So yeah, I'm with you. I think they could be a lot better than what a lot of people are saying, but I guess in terms of we missed a week last week, unfortunately, but I guess during that time there was a bit of blowback in regards to stuff like, was the team distracted in Vegas and what's going on, and has Webby got the wrong plan? Has he picked the wrong players? All sorts of stuff. Daniel, do you think that the Warriors fans maybe just went a little bit overboard with everything?
Oh yeah, we all kind of went into a little bit of defensive mode, or deflection mode, and a little bit upset and angry about kind of how they were set up as well. And it's natural. I mean, I went into more deflection mode, as in just kind of they got a lot of young guys, it's about kind of blooding for the future, just so your expectations don't get kind of too high and then they come crumbling down, as they have done for almost 30 years. So everyone goes into their own kind of way of processing kind of not a good Warriors team, if that makes sense. So yeah, there was a little bit, but yeah, I mean, did we see a bounce back like that coming? Or we were hoping for something like that, right? But to be honest, I think it's a combination of we improved. We weren't the polished and the finished article, and I think they probably came in a little light, really. I think they took us for granted, especially in the middle. So, I think it was a combination of us being up, them being down, and we wanted it more.
Yeah, especially Jazz. Jazz is talking it up.
Love him, though.
Absolutely love him. Yeah, and I was talking to you boys about him being the sleeper cell over in Manly there with that tackle he didn't make on Tuopiki. I was like, yeah, shot Jazz. We know where your heart is, bro. We know where your heart is, so thank you. Isaac, bro, what was what I guess we'll start with what you liked about this game against Manly. What did you take from it in terms of positives?
I think probably what I liked most was how in the first 15 minutes it looked like we were going to get fucking shat on because they were skinning us out wide. But then we learnt and they tried over and over again. And our defense, they learned the lessons from that first 15 minutes and they they adjusted their defense accordingly. And then Manly just kept going to the well and we're not getting any water. And the Warriors were just like, you can just run there all day. We're not going to let you get on the outside of us or we're going to cover you. So I thought that was really good. Surprised by Manly's game plan, though. I thought they would have tried to hit us right up the middle. I don't know if you would have seen the week before, Olakuatu was going bananas. But this week, we managed to keep him in check because I don't think they gave him enough ball. So maybe it was just the Warriors forwards with a good platform as well and controlling the middle. Wade Egan had a massive game as well. Like, that's exactly what we want to see out of him. And I think alluding back to the previous podcast where, maybe discussed Wade Egan being the focal point of the attack and letting Metcalf and CHT do their thing, kind of panned out that way, which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, and I like that he is the guy because for a long time we didn't really, a lot of the media didn't talk too much about Wade. It was all centered around Sean and the halves and whatnot. But I'm with you, man. I think Wade's really the guy to really just drive us around. And obviously, he touches the ball the most out of anyone on the field as well. But Daniel, what did you like? I went into this game, first of all, kind of not actually too fussed about winning. I just kind of wanted us to go in and just show me something, God damn it.
Just compete?
Yeah, pretty much. But what did you like from the game against the Eagles?
Yeah, I was like you. Like I always watched the game, but had some other things to attend to. So I was like watching it from a little bit of a distance. So that's unlike me. Like I'm normally like, completely like, kids, shut the fuck up. Like I don't want to hear you or see you unless you come in here and hit you. But I was a little bit like, again, trying to protect myself in case, we're down 24-0 in the first team. But
feelings get hurt.
You were scared to love again.
Scared to love again.
You're scared to love again.
But what I really liked, finally, we seem to play some different shape, like a little bit of ability to cut back in as well and find some meters up the middle. So I really like that. I love, RTS coming in as well. Like we saw Savage do that a few weeks ago as well against us, where he kind of cut back and cross and then, threw, great sort of pass. I think RTS had an opportunity to do that. Didn't quite get the pass in, but it's just nice to see different angles and just keeping that middle honest as well. And I think once we did that, we started to really chew them up the middle as well. Marata Niakore finally looked like he actually, he was getting those under balls as well, and he was just hitting, smacking guys. I think Luke Brooks, he probably ran through him about 8 times. So I love that. In the middle, we were really good. I thought we beat them with the ruck speed, and I guess that was the key to it as well. Wade being super smart, right? Like he's just a lazy defender. You can just bank a 6 again because he just goes to the well there. And and I think obviously just our both Luke Metcalf and Chanel needed big responses, and I think they just simplified their game, and I think they had run first in a lot of occasions. They looked to take the line on as well. And I was just pleased that they decided to go with a actual ball playing lock at the start and just constantly have a 13, because you just need that, right? You need to shift players around as well, and we were just one dimensional in that first 20 minutes against the Raiders. So heaps more to kind of improve on. I don't think we're that sharp. We're a bit clunky in parts as well, but you don't mind this part of the year if you get a 20-point win against our. What is the worst record we have? It's the worst record against a team, Manly. I think they said that we've got the worst playing record, so it's always nice to get one over there.
Yeah.
I thought as well, thinking about it, that a lot of the forwards were using a lot of footwork at the line, like far more than the previous week. Yeah, like just putting a little shimmy. I noticed Capewell and Murata doing that like quite a lot, and they were poking their head through the defensive line, and yeah, I just thought it was like it was a distinct change from the previous week, and I thought it was effective. Like, don't have them just be hit up merchants. Like, use your footwork if you've got the skills. It seemed like it was a team wide edict just to use your feet and try be a little bit more elusive. And it seemed like everybody was on the same page with that. Well, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting. Both of you boys mentioned New Kore because. Speaking of fan overreactions, when he sort of knocked the ball on in the first half, I gave him an absolute spray. I lost my nerve. I was like, "Get off the team, get out of here, you!" And then he came back and played really well. So so
It worked.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Yeah, bless him.
Tough love.
That's right. Sometimes you need it. Sometimes you need a cuddle, and sometimes you just need to get a few words at you. But obviously, Luke Metcalf, there was plenty of chat in the lead up to this game where, league pundits were saying, oh, the halves are out of the depth, blah, blah, blah. Te Maire Martin should be our number 7. I'm just going to say I held firm with Luke. I know he's our guy, for the foreseeable future. So I'm ready to back him for quite a while. We just need to just hang in there. Even Webby said, just be patient with him. But Isaac, what did you see out of our, especially out of Luke? What did you see out of him, and what did you like?
I don't think he was just trying to do too much. He was just playing footy, He was just eyes up what's in front of him, have a go. Might not work out, but you just keep trying. I just don't think he ever played his hand. And I think a lot of the responsibility kind of got shared. I think that first half, he was a predominant kicker. Second half, CHT took a bit of a burn with the kicking duties, and that sort of worked out well. I'm not saying they have to split it exactly that way, but the responsibilities, I think, between the two of them, not just Metcalf's play, but CHT, was pretty even, and they both just got to play their game. Like, I don't feel like one was sort of dominating the other. They were putting their hands up, each of them, when they saw an opportunity. And I think that maybe just took a little bit of a pressure instead of him just having to feel like he's the guy. Because his natural talent will bring that through regardless. But I just thought between the two of them, the halves pairing played really well. It just made him look better. And, he got the chocolates, and so did CHT too, with a try each. So, I just thought they combined really well.
Because it's interesting, like, a couple of hours before that game on Friday, was the New South Wales Cup game. The New South Wales Cup boys are now 2-0. And you got Tanner Boyd playing halfback and Te Maire Martin at number 6. A lot of people going, they should be in the team, and that, in the lead up to the kickoff for the NRL game against Manly. But Dan, what's your take on Metcalf and the halves that we have?
Yeah, I just think they simplified their game. I think they went back to kind of what their strengths are. They're both running halves. They're not Luke is going to develop the organisational component, but he's not an organiser first. He's a runner first, right? So I think the fact that they utilise Wayne Egan so much more in the middle, it can just take a little bit of that pressure off, and especially when Dills Walker gets in there as well, he just gets moving a bit, so they can actually play, a little bit out as well. And it was nice to see them combine, for Chanel's try too. And that's another thing, they, not just playing left side, right side, they're actually kind of loading up where they need to be. So, yeah, just probably a little bit more of a, I think Webby would have got around them and just said, look, just play your game, take opportunities, run to the line, see what opens up, and things started to open up. So, what gives you comfort, though, as a supporter is, and we all know this, right? it's such a long season, it's brutal. You're going to need to have a good backup on either side. So the fact we've got Tanner Boyd and Tamaiti who are, look, if they're probably bullying that reserve grade level, right? Like it's a bit unfair when you can buy how many premiership games they've got, but we're going to need to call on them. And I'm not saying, and I don't want to jinx anything, but you need guys to slot in. So it's nice to see, a good depth of combination, and they should be pushing each other. If there is a couple of off weeks, you don't mind a change if someone's playing out of their skin. So, and I think by the sounds of it, and always they'll be supporting each other to all put their best foot forward.
I reckon you could actually do a tri-series at the moment between the Parramatta Eels, the North Queensland Cowboys, and our New South Wales Cup team. And I reckon it'd be really interesting to see what happens.
Parramatta Eels suck.
Oh, poor Para. Oh, boy.
Poor Volkman. Damn.
Yeah, Ronnie. Oh,
He's stoked to be playing again.
That's true.
I guess that's one thing.
That's true.
But
Perspective.
that Parramatta team.
Yeah. Zach Lomax.
I never say anything like that until we play them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
They dealt to us last year, right? But yeah, Zach Lomax must be absolutely over the moon with his decision to move.
He's supposed to today.
Exactly. Yeah. Cool. Great perspective again. Isaac, give us one player. Who was your favourite player in the performance against the Sea Eagles?
I think it'd have to be Wade. Just the way he dominated, and just the way he controls things, He doesn't look too flustered. People, as long as he's got runners off of him, which it just again this week they came in with a plan. There's plenty of runners off the ball and whatnot. It makes his job so much easier, but he makes the job look easy too. He's got that level of awareness. Like he's a 99 awareness player if you're going to put him on the Madden scale. You know what I mean? Like he just knows exactly what to do at the right time. He just needs the opportunities. I think he's just going to get better and better this season too. I think he's going to, take his game to the next level. So it's definitely Wade, and it's good to see. A shout out to CHT as well, considering the bollocking he was getting from the previous week. Like it's good to see him bounce back the way he did. And I think back three in general as well played really well.
Yeah, I actually reckon Chanel, if he just models his game on a guy like Tom Dearden, I reckon that could be a really good sort of way for him to attack things. Just as you said before, Daniel, just run it. He's a very good defender as well. Try and see if you can run it and make the running threat more of a threat to the defense, because if we can start doing that, it frees up the guys on the outside, and they're pretty handy as well. Guys like Roger out there, who we saw, can get a try out of nothing. But just while we're talking about Wade as well, we had a bit of a chat about the refereeing decisions on the during the game. Sea Eagles got two borderline sort of decisions go their way. And also, I got to say, you mentioned, Daniel, that you weren't exactly sure about Wade's put down on his try. And I looked back at the replay over the weekend. I was like, actually, you're right there. So, but give us your view of the refereeing decisions across all three of those tries, because you're normally the most rational out of the three of us.
To be honest, I thought they were so close, like very close. I mean, the Garrett put back. I mean, what a play! Let's just say that, what a play. But actually, he was just in. I think he was just in. And if there's a slight blade, you've got to give benefit. And I kind of like the benefit of the attacking team. Not blatant, but like I get sick of them trying to rule things out just because, you found something obscure, right? So, I thought that was good. Again, the put down, slow motion does it too. And then obviously Wayne, I was thinking Wayne was a little bit we're a little lucky there, but again, in the context of the game and the dominant coming over, you kind of, if you're going to make fast decisions, yeah, I'd give them. But it doesn't matter at all if the next week the same things happen and the decisions are all over the fucking place.
Yeah, different.
You just live with it. You can only live with it if you know that the week before it was the same, this week it's the same, and next week it's going to be the same. But we all know it goes like that.
Oh, exactly.
I reckon Wade sold it pretty well.
Yes.
As well. He did a bang up job of selling that try.
Yep.
And I didn't think Saab's try was a try because his face was really sheepish. He was just like, on the big screen, his eyes were going, oh. Like that.
I think he was in the process of losing it. He was in the process of losing it, but he hadn't just quite lost it yet.
Yeah.
And he just in the process of losing it.
He was getting there. Maybe 5 more centimeters.
And then it
dropped.
But
he needs to learn a thing or two. He needs to learn how to sell the try. He needs to just get up there and do the Clinton Tulpe fucking thing.
He needs a haircut.
Of that too. Well, maybe he's going for the Clinton Tulpe. I don't know. He's a few weeks away.
Also on that Saab try, looking back at the sort of the few replays that they showed, really good awareness because you could see Chanel was one of the guys, sort of running back on defense. And I could see him as soon as the put down went down, he was pointing, going, "Hey, that doesn't look right." So for someone in that sort of position to be able to spot that like that, I think that was he's not one of those kind of guys who would try it on. I think he's a very good, honest lad. But yeah, I think that Saab try was we'll say dubious. But does Sky Sport need to invest in some more high def cameras or more educated sideline reporters?
Oh man!
Bro, that was a shocker. That was I feel for her, but that cannot be had as a sideline reporter, bro. That was rough.
Oh, yeah.
I think we all know what we're talking about here, right? Hopefully, the viewers really know what we're talking about.
Yeah, it was pretty poor.
Yeah. Anyways, in terms of an occasion, it was a big one with the farewell to Tohu Harris. I guess in a injury enforced retirement for a legend of the game, so that was a great way to honour him pre-match. But Daniel, you mentioned the difference that we had with a number 13 playing at number 13 this week. That being Aaron Clark starting with Dylan Walker coming on. What did you make of Aaron Clark's first up performance for the Warriors?
Yeah, solid. I think he's he was that like for like Jazz replacement. Probably has a little bit more leg speed and probably a little bit more go forward as well. I think in comparison to his ball play, it's not as advanced as Dylan Walker's, so definitely something to work on. But it's nice to see him, he can handle the tough stuff, but he's also got a little bit of ability to play out the back too. So yeah, I think you just know all the elite teams have a ball playing lock, and you just need to keep those middles honest. If you know that if the middles aren't going to kind of shift it on or play under and that kind of thing, then it makes the D line, it makes it pretty easy for them as well. And I think that's where we softened them up in the middle. We found for a period there we keep finding like pockets in the middle, but then I was like, so where is someone just like, where's like Chance or someone just kind of gunning off a pass there? I think we found ourselves little pockets of space as well, which is good, softening up. But that was at that period of time where I was like, even in the first 3 sets of 6, the fifth tackle options, we were like, oh my gosh, I thought, oh no, this is going to be one of those nights where we turn over 7 tackle sets every time. But yeah, coming back to the point about kind of having Aaron back in there, just sets us up better, I think, as well. You just need someone and need a little bit more ball play through the middle.
I was really enjoying the cat and mouse game between every time Aaron got the ball, Jazz was always there, like just It was like Tom and Jerry, like an episode of Tom and Jerry, watching them go at it, which was great. Got to say, one thing that I noticed, which was a glaring letdown, I think, probably on that big break that Wade made. I know he's got 99% awareness on Madden. Dare I say his speed's probably not quite at that level. But man, like I just got to say, like we need to have someone there if there's a break like that. Like you can't let those opportunities go in the really close games. But Isaac, let's go to you, bro. What sort of worries you, I guess, after having watched the Manly game and even the Raiders game as well? What worries you about this team as we head into round 3 up against the Chooks?
Oh, the Chooks playing the way they did against Penrith. That's what worries me, because I thought they were going to get their asses handed to them. Well, everybody did. Everybody picked Penrith, and look what Sydney City did. But I just worry about pressure situations with the Warriors. Are they going to step up, or are they going to sort of crack? I mean, I mentioned earlier, after the first 15 minutes, it looked like they learned their lesson and they adapted their game plan. I don't know if that's something they're going to continue to do moving forward. If the situation in the game changes, will they be able to adapt? Or are they just going to stick to game plan A and not have a plan B, C, D that they can fall back on? That's what concerns me, because, a team like Sydney City as well, like when they want to turn up, they can turn it on really fast, and they've got talent across the park too. So it's just Warriors' ability to manage the game plan, change it on the fly. I guess a lot of that comes down to Webby as well, and what he sees out there. But just those adapting the game plan and the players just being able to manage pressure cooker situations, especially the halves being such a brand new pairing.
The that was interesting, that Roosters Panthers game. In many ways, it was sort of similar to our game against the Sea Eagles. Just saw Panthers get a really simple, easy try, and thinking, "Oh God, this could be anything." And then all of a sudden, just it was going the other way. Like, oh, hang on. But Buddha, what are you particularly worried about in our big game coming up in round 3?
A couple of things. Probably not worried, but I'm concerned we haven't found a way to play our young boys, our young bucks into the game. So, like, Liquor comes on, and they just couldn't find a play or a shape to give him any sort of one-on-one or any a little sort of half step on the outside, or something that he wanted. They're trying to find him. So I think there's a little bit of that combination, because I actually quite like this week kind of having those guys come in late in that second half, or in that sort of early mid of the second half, and I think they saw the game out as well. So, and they just I think we keep going on about them. I do as well. They're just the sort of young, dynamic, the abrasive, hard to deal with, and I just don't think we're really setting them up. We're not playing them in the game that well. So there's no structure. There was a passage there. I was like, you've got to find Liquor somehow, and he's like, they're fucking dummying him, and I was like, and then he just takes an innocuous kind of hit up, and he steamrolls someone, and you're like, why can't we get that out on the edge and then play off the back of that? So there's a kind of a worry of like, how do we get them into the game? The first 5 minutes, I said before those first 3 sets, like, you think about the elite halfbacks, Nathan Cleary obviously in that, but they never seem to get a kick, grubber in the end goal, like feet touched or blocked or kicking someone's leg and someone diving on it. Like, even Shawnee, to be fair, like he would always like, and maybe it's just a kind of a skill and ability, you build up reps as well, but really need to do that, like, because there's nothing does my head in when you're so close to the line and you feel like they've run out of an idea, and then last minute try to put a little grubber in, and it just pops up, catches, and it's over. Like, it just does my head in. So those kind of fifths to tackle early on, I'm a bit worried. And when you're playing tough teams, you get punished for 7 tackle sets. I think that one where grub it through, and then I think Turbo touched it. Like it kind of came off his chest, and I mean he's kind of playing at it, right? Like, and then they get a 7 tackle set. So yeah, it's little things like that for halves, half combos that they get. I mean, I know they get really rated on that stuff. What's their 5th tackle play? How their 7 tackle sets, that sort of thing. So yeah, those are the sorts of things we've got to get right. And yeah, look, we were a little clunky, but I think what made up for it, that was we had a lot more endeavour, we had a lot more hunger, especially, when Tuopiki and RTS score their tries. It just summed up. They were just hands plays, right? But cut back in, and, so that's good. It's good. It's really good. Really good, but you're not always going to get the luxury of having those, having the C part every week against a top opposition. So, yeah, and I think, it goes back to, look, not harping on about it, but it was like 2023 SJ, in a way, they just kind of, were just manipulating teams, eh? They were just counting numbers, shelling peas, I think. I go back to the worst moment. I think one of the worst moments I've ever seen is when we played a Cronulla Sharks team. They had 11 men and they beat us for overlaps. But then I think we played a game, would have been that 23 season, where we may have been down players against the Dragons and we skinned them for numbers. So, yeah, I think that for me is that kind of next level of evolution around. And DC didn't do it last week. But the week before when they played the Cowboys, I know the Cowboys are in a bit of a mess, but oh my gosh, they were just pulling their pants down. Like they would set up on the open side and then kind of drift behind the ruck, and then go down to like a 5 meter blind, and like bing, 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 gone. Yeah, and that's the stuff we hadn't seen yet. And
yeah, the polish, hey.
The polish. That's going to take time. So how long as they can build that, eh? So long as they can build that. I thought Tamati did a little bit of that when we played against a Melbourne Storm, Jersey Flegg team, whatever it was, right? Real young team. But yeah, the other things I'd like to see more.
Yeah, just to clarify, I don't know if it was picked up on the microphone or not, but midway through your little spiel there, old Prince Miles back there just sort of let out a bit of an angry sort of growl. So I don't.
DMX dog.
I just want to clarify. I didn't sit here doing a massive fart while you were chatting. That was entirely different. So
it wasn't your tummy going.
I was preaching.
It's probably his. Hey asshole, feed me.
Hey asshole.
Sorry, man. I'll feed you soon. Yeah, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you on that. The first of all, the 5th tackle options, notably the kicks and notably the grubber kicks. We need to work on those. I think it kind of grinds my gears when you see other teams. They make it look easy, right? They do a grubber kick through. Sometimes they have like a bloody bench forward come on and kick it with his wrong foot, and it still goes better than some of our grubber kicks. I'm like, what the fuck, guys? But
I've also got one tip for them as well.
Oh,
and it happened. So if the fullback is sweeping around, don't fucking grubber it, because he's going to pick it up and run out. That's his job. But if you isolate the fullback and make him make a tackle, then the next play you can, because he's over at the ruck.
Hey,
that's that sort of thinking. It's like we did one of those, and I was like, not a panicked, but it's like I'll kick because I'm by the line, but it's like, no, you got to draw the fullback, and you see the best teams, as soon as they suck the fullback in, they're gonna have a kick play where a back row is going to come flying through, score a try. So things like that, that's just it's not smart footy.
What was smart? I'm going to give us some credit here. Unusually so, was the challenges that we used on Friday night against the Sea Eagles. Oh my God.
Whoa, hold on.
I mean, I don't know if they were deliberate challenges or not for what we were trying to get, but fucking hell, they worked out beautifully.
I reckon that there should be something, like, don't get me wrong, like they obviously go back and go, I challenged this knock on, but it was a head high. But there's something in that, like, you just get away with it, eh? Like, it's like you've ordered a cheeseburger combo, and then they've given you like a triple cheeseburger, and you're like, and you just walk off.
Yeah, I'll take it. I'm not going to complain about this one.
So yeah, it was good they challenged it, but like,
Yeah.
but you didn't get the right.
That
You
one
didn't get
where
the right call.
that one where you challenged the Taines knock on at the back from the high kick. I was doing the full Leo DiCaprio, like when we challenged it. I was like, they're offside. They're offside.
Yeah.
I was like, we're going to get a penalty. Yes. Oy, oy, oy. I don't know if he knocked it on or not. I think he probably did. But anyways, Isaac, bro, what the
You got to
hell?
enjoy weeks like that.
Oh, exactly, right?
It's not going to happen to us every week.
We've seen all sorts of shit happen other ways. Bro, what the hell is going to happen this week against the Roosters?
It's a good question. There's two outcomes from week 2 that I didn't expect. So I'm like, I don't know. I reckon we're going to have we might see game of the round, maybe. The way both teams played. I mean, the Roosters, great, and the Warriors will have their tail up too, have a bit of confidence. Yeah, might see game of the round. It's going to be a big one because they're going to want both teams are going to want to prove that last week was no fluke. You know, they're going to want to show teams that all right, we are a force to be reckoned with. So we're going to, maybe look to pump the other team. But I think it's even at the moment between the two of them. To be honest, when you look at the lineups on paper, they seem like a pretty seems like a pretty even matchup, in my opinion.
Yeah, yep.
So yeah, anything could happen.
Couple of teams that both teams needed a response last week, and they both surely did it with a bit of a shock to everyone, which was nice for us and them, I suppose. Let's have a look at the personnel, I guess, against the Roosters. Probably not anticipating a heck of a lot of changes from Webby, seeing as he didn't make any changes at all from the first round where we were useless. Daniel, do you think maybe Rocco may come back this week?
Rocco, yeah, maybe. I'm not sure. That's a tough one. Like, I mean, they adjusted on the fly. You know, there was definitely some challenges out wide, but it was good to see them make some adjustments. But Rocco's Rocco. He's someone who's going to be in that team for a long time. So, either way, I mean, I'd love to see him there, but also, I appreciate what the POMP has been doing as well. And I'd say it would be for the POMP, I guess. I think Ali he's finding that ability to be a bit of a, but not say game breaker. I mean, against the Melbourne Storm under-19s, yeah, he was just terrorising them as well. But you still want a little of that X factor, right? You want that ability. It's a kind of a low key, really, really low key kind of, Latrell Mitt back in the day. Like someone who's just big and menacing. So yeah, potentially, right? There could be a bit of a change, but going back to the kind of game or the sort of setup between the two teams, yeah, really interesting, eh? Like, if anything, I just question the Roosters because they've got such a young squad, right? So whether they can kind of have consistency week to week as well. I'm going to say young squad as in the kind of forward pack as well. They've got the seasoned heads out wide, but they played out of their skin, but can they back that up?
Yeah, interesting. Just on the Rocco subject, he has played a couple of games of New South Wales Cup in the last couple of weeks. First week he played just the first half, looked good, and then last week he played the full game and then looked even better. He's the kind of guy, isn't he? Like every time he comes back through Cup, he kind of just looks like he shouldn't be there. Like I was like, okay, this guy's too good to be here. Let's get him back up there. But yeah, I'll go with Rocco right centre, and then Ali bumping across to the left, and the old POMP to just maybe be an 18th man or to do some sort of service for the club. But all right, boys, let's get a quick before we jump out. We're right on time here. This is some sort of a miracle. Much akin to the Warriors getting their challenges. Quick score or result and score prediction from you, Isaac.
Warriors 26-18.
Oh, I like that. Sounds good. Daniel, yours?
Warriors 28, Roosters 26. It's going to be a slugfest, I think.
What the wow?
Yeah, okay. I'll go 32-22 to the Waz. Yeah, why not? Just I think we'll be a bit better, and hopefully, hopefully we can do a bit against them. But we'll see. No one really knows what on earth is going to happen. It's been proven over the course of the last week or so. Oh boy! Also, guys, don't forget to check out warriorsanonymous.co.nz and warriorsanonymous.com.au, depending on wherever you are around the world, and get yourself some Warriors Anonymous merch. Got some hoodies and t-shirts and all sorts of stuff on there for everyone. So make sure you get it and parade it proudly on the sideline because there'll be lots of other people wearing it as well at some stage in the future.
One day.
One day. Thanks for tuning in, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe on behalf of Daniel Whatakota, Isaac Sauce, Moneta Sauce, MIA, HIA. My name is Jared Cronin, and we'll catch you next time. Up the wires. Go, the Warrior!
La cucaracha ya no puede caminar.